one, it's our job to make fun of everybody. But the second someone makes fun of a clown, sometimes they get up in arms and they're like, oh, you know, we demand to be taken seriously.
Now, maybe it's because my jokes aren't funny, but, you know, sometimes they get laughed, sometimes they don't. But in the Midwest, man, it's really difficult for me.
I'm just naturally hilarious. Everybody dies laughing at what I say, so I don't know what his problem is.
As usual, interviewing the comedy team of Steve and Ryan can take sudden, unpredictable turns. I caught up with him in the backyard of the Big E Circus Spectacular during the run of the Eastern States Exposition in West Springfield, Massachusetts.
Yeah, we're really surprised that we're here because the Big E usually has, you know, fantastic talent, and they also have to scrape the bottom of the barrel when it comes to some of the things, so we work cheap.
And that's where we come in. It's our time to shine, baby.
I must caution you that parts of this video have been deleted for questionable language.
Damned if we do, damned if we... Can we swear on this? I've noticed that someone just dumped their bathroom and it smells like poop out here right now.
That's our comment.
You're gonna have to do a lot of editing work on this one.
Above all, extreme care has been taken to avoid any semblance of commercialization.
We're going to be returning to Circus World Museum and presenting an all-new version of Nothing But Nonsense, as well as new clown gags in the Big Top Show, which is 50s themed this coming year.
But back to the duo's explanation as to why they appeared without makeup in the Billy Martin-produced Big E Circus Spectacular.
We're doing the exact same thing that we were doing beforehand. We just took the makeup off. I think when you see a clown come out, you expect them to behave a certain way and do certain things, and it's more surprising when you see someone who doesn't look like a clown do those same things. And I think people inherently don't like clowns to begin with, so it's an uphill battle when you start out looking like a clown. Yep. So we tried this, and it's been fun.
But people also inherently don't like us, so it's an uphill battle either way.
Either way, yeah.
Damned if we do, damned if we... Can we swear on this?
Well,
I'm just happy that we're not doing this interview topless like we had to do last time.
Hey, I needed the money.
Well, I wanted to work without makeup for a long time, and I got really, really lucky. A friend of ours, Scott O'Donnell and Dave Salutis, who work over to Circus World, hired us to work at Circus World and let us perform our own show that we called Nothing But Nonsense out of makeup. And then from there, Billy Martin hired us to work here at the Big E, also out of makeup.
The opening act we do from the Big E is a song and dance number called Killin' Time, and we started writing it with a composer friend of ours, Larry Lees, back...
Let me intervene here and tell the actual story.
Okay.
So, the opening number we do here at the Big E is called Killin' Time, and Steve had asked me a lot of years ago to... You want to hold it closer? Like... Because I can...
Ow.
Sorry. Was it in the eye?
This is my good eye anyway.
What was I talking about? So the opening number. That's right. Yeah, Steve wanted an act where he could sing. And
because I fancy myself a singer.
There you go. See? And
not a sewing machine.
We have other people write the jokes for us because that's the kind of stuff we come up with on our own. So one night I couldn't sleep, and it was around 3 a.m, and I came up with the idea that we could sing and play musical instruments and dance. There was nothing else in our repertoire, so we had to kill some time.
Hey, how are we doing on time? We're done. Let's get out of here.
We've been working on Killing Time for about how long now?
We did it for the first time 3 years ago on the Bill Hall Christmas tour, and then we've been performing it subsequently since then.
obviously you did start doing this without makeup well before It came out. What do you think the movie It? Have you seen it yet?
I saw the movie It, and I enjoyed it.
What do you think it's going to do, if anything, to the reputation of the traditional clown?
So,
Let's talk a little bit about the reputation of the traditional clown here.
I like also that you used air quotation marks around that. That was good. So anyway, I've been thinking about the whole chorophobia thing, which they say is a fear of clowns. And in my experiences, and I put a lot of thought into this, in our experiences and travels and everything, I've noticed that fear of clowns seems to affect a very small group, and that is low down here. And that's my honest observation, because we've traveled around the world. We've performed in Mexico, Canada, Japan, China, Guam, the Philippines,
New
Jersey. I mean, very exotic places, and we don't get that in other countries and other cultures. When we performed with Circo Hermanos Vazquez, which is a show made for Latin American, specifically Mexican audiences, we did not experience that at all. Now, little kids, we still get some that are afraid of us because, we look scary and I put vampire teeth in and go up and, hiss in their faces. But, just having anyone older than a child being afraid of us, I've only experienced that on Ringling, Kelly Miller, and occasionally at Circus World, but rarely.
Usually a lot of times we get the comment, my kid was afraid of clowns till they saw you. Now they really are afraid of clowns.
Ned, how did you like the movie?
I enjoyed the movie. When I was a kid, a young kid, I wanted to be a clown, and my family is not from a circus family, so they didn't know what to do with me. So they showed me the movie It to try and scare the wanting to be a clown out of me, so I could grow up and be a normal boy, like all the other boys in school.
This is the original one, right?
This is the original one with Tim Curry, right? And but I watched it as a kid, and it didn't scare me so much. I don't know. I guess I'm just very stubborn. I wanted to be a clown, and here I am, many years later, still performing as a clown.
One thing that's very challenging about this job is that culturally, depending on location, age-wise, audiences laugh at and react to different things. And when we were on Kelly Miller, we played the Rio Grande Valley down in South Texas, and we would absolutely slay the people and bring the house down.
A la It.
A la It, yes. We would slay them and drag them into the sewers to devour their bodies at a later time. But so we go to Vazquez, and we're playing some of the same towns down in South Texas, and we thought, oh, this is going to be a piece of cake. And it wasn't. It was so different because their audiences expect a certain type of clown, unfunny. So we really had to lower our standards, and we really had to change tactics to get the audiences there to react to us the way that we wanted. And it changed from city to city, and even from day to day, which is something we'd experienced on Ringling on Kelly Miller. But you really have to be on your game because, everywhere you go, in Baraboo, Wisconsin, there you laugh at different things than they do in Springfield, Massachusetts. So.
That's been the hardest thing for me, playing in the Midwest. Now, maybe it's because my jokes aren't funny, but sometimes they get laughed, sometimes they don't. But in the Midwest, man, it's really difficult for me.
I'm just naturally hilarious. Everybody dies laughing at what I say, so I don't know what his problem is.
I want to talk about what happened to Ringling, and where does that fit on your seismic scale?
Ringling closed down this past year, and I had said before, you let me go, I don't know what's going to happen to your circus. And
they struggled for about 10 years, but they just couldn't make it.
They could not handle without Stephen Ryan.
I was shocked when I heard the news. And
because I had a cattle prod while I was telling them.
And it made me sad because Ringling has always been a part of my life. From the earliest memories I have one of the earliest memories I have is of watching the Clown College TV special with Dick Van Dyke, where they celebrated the 20th anniversary. And that's what made me want to be a circus clown and be a clown in general. And so from then on, for better or for worse, I mean, all my free time was spent, watching the videos from the show and studying the programs and going to the show every year and meeting the clowns and then being on the show. And I still always enjoyed going back and visiting with the clowns. And
look where it got us.
Yeah, right. But it makes me sad, especially now that I found out I'm going to be a father, that I won't be able to take my kids to see a Ringling show. And share that with them and be like, this what meant the world to me when I was your age, and I got to perform here and everything. So it's sad on that, and it's sad for all the people who were there. Especially, we worked with people there that had been there since the 60s and 70s, and they were still on the show when it closed down. And I mean, that was their life. It was almost like that movie Shawshank Redemption, where it's like they were institutionalized. That's what they knew. Not that I'm comparing Ringling to a prison or them to convicts. Can I start over? But
I like that comparison. Tell us more.
So anyway,
compares everything to Shawshank Redemption.
I do.
Another Stephen King.
Yeah, I just love Stephen King. But I mean, that was their,
for the common person.
that was their life, and I mean, it's got to be difficult to be away from that and to not have that as part of your life. And it's one less major show with 2 touring operations, and so fewer and fewer opportunities for circus performers to work. So
and to cut your teeth. You could go there early in your career as a clown and really. You get paid, but they're giving you an audience every show to work in front of. So if you took the opportunities while you were there, you learn how to perform in front of people, and it was a good place to cut your teeth.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you did a good job. But,
No, I didn't. No, I was a terrible Ringling clown. I'll be the first to say it.
How does that affect clowning, if any at all? And what do you see the direction going there?
Has it affected us?
Not really. I mean, now there's going to be more clowns looking for work, but to be honest with you, I don't see too many people that were on Ringling going at it as a career as circus clowns, maybe still as performers. I feel bad also for people who are like us that grew up wanting to be clowns on Ringling and don't have that opportunity now.
Yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point.
Hold it back a little bit on the microphone.
Okay.
Don't eat it.
That's just my natural voice. I can't control the volume. Oh, my voice.
We're gonna do this interview in Klingon.
You fix that in post.
Okay, so I want to apologize to everyone who's been listening to this video for many reasons, especially the whole institutionalized comment.
What are we talking about? I forgot what we were covering.
What kind of hat are you wearing now?
This is the Boston Bruins hat. I wore it because I'm in Massachusetts. It's a hockey thing.
It's part of our new look because now we don't wear makeup, so it's harder for people to tell us apart for some reason.
So Ryan wears a hat.
He's the one with a hat, and I'm the one with a goiter.
That's your nose.
You get to guess where it is. No,
that's audience participation.
No, it's funny because people always say in or out of makeup that they think we're twins, and they ask if we're related, and I really don't see the resemblance.
I don't see any resemblance between it. We're about the same height. That's about it, which makes it very difficult to work comedy sometimes because because
A, we're not funny.
One, we're not funny, and 2, there's no difference physically between us. So that can be tough to show,
Except my wife is an excellent cook, and I just keep eating and eating, so I may very soon be the fat one. Fatter one. Because I'm already kind of getting there.
I see, okay.
As far as circus material goes, we've been reworking, not reworking. We've done that routine where we spit water on each other a lot, and we like using water in general. It makes a mess, makes people laugh, and makes everyone we work with angry.
Just ask the prop crew on this show.
The prop crew, yeah.
Egg roll. John Kennedy Kane has been yelling at us for years, among other things, because we always do something new. And on Kelly Miller, we would always try and present new gags. He's like, just do the same gag again. You're wasting your money. You're throwing your money away.
Just Hey for my lunch.
And so what we do is now we've kind of got a repertoire, and there are certain gags that we'd like to revisit, and some that we'd like to pretend never happened. But I'd like to talk for a moment, and I know Ryan's chomping at the bit to talk about our show, Nothing But Nonsense, which we developed at Circus World Museum, and we continue to develop it there. And it's a show where we can be ourselves. We don't have to be clowns, and it's all the stuff that we love. It's singing, it's dancing, it's slapstick, it's ridiculousness, it's big props. At the end, we beg for money. We love that. So I mean, it's a show for everyone named Stephen Ryan. You should go to the Stephen Ryan Facebook page, and you should like it while you're there.
Yes.
And then you should click the send email button, and you can get in touch with me, and I will tell you how you can give us your hard-earned money that we will surely squander. Frittering away!
At this point, the interview had pretty well flittered away. One last question for Stephen Ryan. Do you think the term clown will fade into oblivion?
Okay, you're talking about, do we see the word clown fading away? No, I think that people will continue to use that word in an angry way for many years to come.
Mostly about politicians and Congress.
Yeah. But trends change. That's why we kind of changed the look a little bit. We're gonna still perform as clowns when we need to, but when we're able to perform like this, the way we enjoy doing it in tuxedos, we'll perform that way. But the material is still the same. As long as it's the same stuff. I mean, I'm still stealing from the Three Stooges and Martin and Lewis and Laurel and Hardy. The same stuff they did in the 20s is still relevant today. You just got to put a little modern twist on that stuff, and it's still applicable. Absolutely.
Yeah, we just hold iPhones and drink pumpkin spice lattes, and you know.
Still recovering from our most recent encounter with Stephen Ryan at the Big E Fair.
Oh dear.
Can we interview you?
I'm Lane Talbert. See you at the circus.
I'd like to add that our first video that Lane made with us is his highest ranking viewed video, and right now we're going for his lowest viewed video.
We like to be the alpha and the omega.
I think we're on good track with that with our different comments.